Brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Ooh, it's time to change that fall liner. They are no longer bright mornings. Mornings at the Cabin where darkness ensues. And, oh wait, it's not October yet. We can't talk about spooky things. Oh yes, we can. The election's tomorrow. Spooky elections. Territorial. Ooh. 58 candidates vying for a seat in the territory's most opulent house. Wonderful.
Are they giving out candy?
I think so.
Sweet.
I think
did
so.
that once.
That's what Candy as a member of the Legislative Assembly?
No, when I was in a mock election pretending to be President George W. Bush at high school,
Oh my
I
God.
bribed the entire audience with candy and won.
This has not aged well.
I got stern telling off from my teachers. You're not allowed to do that. Like, you clearly
it
clearly are.
very much like George Bush himself. Listen, weapons of mass destruction. We're basically the candy that fed the fear of the U.S. people and said, yeah, let's go to war.
Isn't it nice to live in a time when George W. Bush looks like quite a reasonable president, all things considered?
Yeah, no, he's still not, though. That's the thing.
It's an odd time. It's odd.
It is an odd time where most men, a lot of men around the world are threatened by a 16-year-old girl telling them that they could do better. What else is going on? Our prime minister has admitted to wearing blackface twice. Not the third time, but the 2 times he did. And what else? What else is going on this morning? I mean, we are hours away from an election.
We got to rehearse.
We do have to rehearse. We got to get up in front of blue screens. We gotta rehearse our quips and our banter, our little back and forth.
None of this happens by accident.
No, that's right. All of this is tightly scripted. Tightly scripted. We are poring over notes constantly.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter with you on your Monday morning. Wish ads never fail to disappoint. Or not disappoint. I've got, the little balls that you can put on the back of trucks. I got one for my bike here, and they glow.
They're nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about time.
Sorry, what? That's an ad on you?
That's Wish.
Yeah.
What's
Remember
Wish?
we've
come
been
on
talking
now.
about Wish for weeks.
I've been showing you Wish ads on my Facebook here.
That's right.
Yes, you have. I'm doing it on behalf of the listeners. Sorry, carry on.
Everyone knows what Wish ads are because everyone has Facebook. Yes, they do. Everyone knows.
I don't really know
ads.
what Wish is.
It's you know what? It seems to be like a dollar store Amazon kind of. Like you can get really cheap stuff that I'm sure was made in a sweatshop by slaves. But it's so cheap. Mm-hmm. The deals are so good.
And so bizarre.
It's odd that so many people actually order things from there because like it's so obviously like rip-off stuff and like most of that stuff is not made in a great way.
Yeah.
By treating people.
Little cultural appropriation every now and again.
Every now and again. Are you talking about the little balls that you can hang from the
Not
back?
those ones.
Cultural appropriation.
No.
You're stealing from the culture of people who put those on their trucks.
Of people with testicles.
That's right.
Yeah. Really, Robin?
Robin's eggs. So tomorrow is the election. Of course, it's October 1st, which means we all have to pay our rent and vote on the same day. Yippee! But we get to decide who's going to lead this territory for the next, 3 years? 4 years.
4 years.
4 years. Well, I mean, some of them might. Some of them might run for city council in the next election. Who knows? Although the next city council election will be on the same year as the next territorial election.
No one.
Won't it?
Nope.
Aren't they on a 5-year term?
Not on a 4 year term.
No. City.
Yes.
I thought it was 5.
No.
What the hell? I mean, for some, it's like a couple of weeks. Just a few weeks.
You could all stare and look quizzical about this. I'm telling you, the city council are on a 4-year term. Their next election will be in 2022.
I don't think that's accurate. And yes, I'm questioning all these prowess. So we're going to have gavel-to-gavel coverage of the entire election. We're going to knock the gavel tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., and we will be here until whenever it ends, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to be covering most of the territory. By most of the territory, I mean where we have volunteers.
Very small portion.
Very small portion of the territory. But we've got people. All these got context.
We got people in Inuvik. We got
Yeah.
people covering the South Slave. We're
covered
off.
We're covered. So we are going to be all about town, as well as announcing results and possible outcomes from other parts of the territory. Of course, we'll be tracking my progress for the write-in votes for deputy MLA. That reminder that you can write in your votes for Jesse Wheeler.
I mean,
We don't encourage that.
Just to be clear, you can.
Yeah.
It won't do anything.
I
You've
know.
already won, Jesse.
I know.
What do you want?
I know. I've already won. Being born in this great nation.
I think you are acclaimed to the position of deputy MLA. I haven't seen anyone
Yes!
else. I haven't seen anyone else stand.
Thank goodness. I was really not looking forward to tomorrow and all the counting and all the nail biting, the gnashing of teeth.
Yeah.
Honestly, the first day that everyone shows up for work as MLAs, we should send you along and see how far you can get before somebody notices. You sort of line up at the front desk to log in and like get your pass for the day. Jesse Wheeler, deputy MLA. And just see see how far into the building and into the like tutorials you can get before somebody
tutorials.
That's what they get.
I'm sure they
That's what
do.
they get.
First day is only orientation. They don't really need to even bring your books.
It's called orientation.
I
There's
know.
a 2-week block where they
2 weeks.
where they get like sent in and shown how everything works. They got to figure out all the committees. They got to figure out, like, believe me, there is a bunch of boring
I'm
stuff
sure
that
there
MLAs
is.
have to put up with.
Oh my
They
goodness.
get all this orientation. You too. We're going to send you along. I honestly feel like you could get to like at least the first coffee break
Probably.
before somebody turns around. It's like you realize
Where were you elected? I wasn't.
Just hold a microphone in your back pocket, just
That's
in
right.
case someone questions you. You just whip on the microphone. I got radio.
Freedom of the press. That's right. So, Ollie, I want you to give people a little bit more insight into our coverage tomorrow.
Okay.
You're going to be here manning the board.
Yes, essentially. So we are going to be on Facebook Live from 7:30 tomorrow. Now that's a change in programming because it was going to be 8 o'clock, but then the CBC said 7:30, so I was like, oh, trying to get a little head start.
Well, let's go 7:20 then.
Yeah, 7:28.
7:28.
We're going to sneak on in early because that, of course, is the only deciding factor is which one you see first.
That's
No,
right.
8 o'clock's a pretty good time.
Yeah, you say that. You say that. It's all right. We'll hold the fort for half an hour. It'll be fine. So you guys are going to be out and about at the candidate parties. And don't worry, we're sending you as like a little pack. So you've got safety in numbers. You've got friends. You don't just have to hang out with the political types.
So we have to have a beer with each candidate
Oh, my.
and talk policy, talk story. What's your plan before 2030? Because apparently there isn't one.
So
And
by
that's what
about
I want
11 o'clock at night, the interviews from the candidate parties are going to get incrementally less broadcastable. That's good to know.
Listen to me. That kind of thing. Yeah.
And then I'm going to be back at base with Sarah and Emily and also people like Alice and Crystal from our intern team are going to be back here helping run the show here, where we will have the live results updates.
I think we should just invite Bridget Rusk just to hang out, maybe bring some cookies.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe bring some cookies. I feel like that's maybe / like mandatory.
She actually invited us out on Saturday. I was like, "Oh, what do you guys?" She was like, "What do you guys do?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm staying home." She's like, "Oh, okay. I got bored and baked some cookies. I wonder if you guys wanted to grab a drink and we could slyly, subtly eat illegal cookies in the
Illegal?
Well, I mean, they're illegal because you're not allowed to bring food into a
They're
bar.
legal now, Bridget. It's
Cookies
fine.
are legal. It's fine.
Hang on, all this time, whenever you've referred to illegal cookies, you've just meant you couldn't bring them into a bar.
That's right. I just meant.
What did you think we were
Yeah.
talking
What the hell? Yeah. I was just talking about circumventing food licensing rules. Or liquor licensing rules, I should say. So, yes, we are going to be having a lot of fun tomorrow. Obviously, this is a deadly serious election with deadly serious outcomes and deadly serious issues.
Consequences.
No levity brought to the proceedings whatsoever. So we will be out there asking the hard-hitting questions at all the places that the MLA candidates happen to be, most of which seem to be bars. So there we go.
Yeah, that's right. We'll take that fun south. We're not going to have that up here.
We're not going to have that up here. There's deadly serious issues up here because down south, that's where the
all fun
satire
and
lives.
games.
That's right. It's all fun and games down there. So, yes, 7:28 to the time that it ends. We will be on there. You can listen live on the stream, but also check us out on Facebook Live. We will be out and about throughout the city, giving you election results, giving you outcomes, making just crazy predictions. And that's kind of what we do.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Of course, we are talking a lot of election stuff lately, but one thing we haven't touched on much is the federal election. That's right. We got a Feddy coming up after the Terry. I just put that up. And we found out over the weekend that Yellowknife, or the NWT, will have its first ever Rhino Party candidate. Oh, Ollie's already got a quizzical look. You've looked deeper into the history.
No.
Oh, okay.
They may have their first ever Rhino
Oh,
Party
okay.
candidate.
Because they have to get the signatures.
Yeah.
They need the signatures.
Ah.
And I have, you know what? I meant to get down there and sign up for him. Mel Leonard is the candidate for the Rhino Party in the NWT, and they are trying to get him into the election. And if you don't know about the Rhino Party, basically they were started in the late 60s or early 70s, and they were basically a farce party. Like in back in the 70s, they wanted to repeal the laws of gravity,
right?
Which is hilarious. That's
still on the platform,
very funny. Still on the platform. Mel's first item on his platform planned on securing the right to vote for dogs, with the exception of Labradoodles.
Although he's since kind of backtracked on that whole Labradoodle thing.
Well, I mean, it's discriminatory.
Well,
you can't just pick and choose which dogs get to vote.
He has suggested he still wouldn't give them the vote, as far as I can tell, but he would allow them Senate appointments.
Ah, okay.
Those are lifetime appointments.
Interesting.
And Labradoodles live 7 to 10 years.
Right.
Those Franken dogs.
Well, the people made their voices heard, and Mel has to adjust to that.
That's right.
You know?
Right. But I mean, even the creator, the guy who came up with Labradoodles.
God?
No, not God.
Oh.
Labradoodles were created in a lab, has said that...
Well, of course they were created in a lab. They're a Labradoodle.
That's right. All right. So the guy that first bred a Labradoodle has actually said it's his life's biggest regret is that I bred this dog.
Oh, really?
This Franken dog. Yeah, they're beautiful little dogs, and they're hypoallergenic. So yeah.
That's too bad.
So they announced this over the weekend. I have to say, I like Mel. I like Mel a lot. They did ask me, and I said no. So I was asked to be the candidate for the Rhino Party, and I said, you know what? I got to focus.
When you say they, the party, the writing association is 2 people.
Yeah, that's what I said. They. That's 2 people is they.
Both of them.
Let's be clear that
they can be plural and singular.
The Rhino Tide that we're talking about here is 2 people in a pub.
Oh, ride the gray wave, or the white wave, or the black wave, because there's black, white, and gray rhinos. So they asked me, and I said I have to focus on this territorial election.
Right.
That's where my focus lies.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going for deputy MLA. I can't focus on this federal stuff. I gotta, I have to keep my promise.
Yeah.
To the Northwest Territories people.
Yeah.
The Yellowknifers.
Tough decision?
No.
No.
Well, no. I mean, it was. I mean, who doesn't want to run federally?
Yeah. Well,
and make a complete farce of the entire thing. I mean, everybody wants to.
Well,
unless you're up here. There's too many serious issues.
Did enjoy his suggestion for the highway, which is to turn Highway 3 into a one-way street from Fort Providence onwards to help the NWT's population.
That's right.
So you basically drive in and then have no means of leaving.
That's right.
Now,
you have to fly out. Yeah.
Well, you don't even... Yeah, I mean, hopefully you just don't have the money to fly or just don't want to leave your car behind, and then you're trapped.
Chances are you won't have the money.
That was his strategy.
Yeah. Well, that's great. It's a great platform. I look forward to hearing him in the debates. We'll have him on the show, I'm sure.
He sure as heck won't be in the debate. I'll tell you that much.
So we have to have him on the
That's
show.
That's right.
Sure.
Democracy, Ollie.
So joins Yannick Daigle, Michael McLeod.
Well, this will be good. Can you do all 5?
And the NDP, the Green, Paul Falvo. And the NDP is...
come on, NDP. You're missing the People's Party as well.
Connor Buckingham. No, I can't remember the guy. I can't remember the dude's name from the People's Party.
Luke Quinlan.
What?
Luke Quinlan.
Oh, yeah, that's right. NDP is, Connor Buckingham, is it not?
No.
Not Connor?
Who is it?
Mary Beckett.
Oh,
Mary beat out Connor.
Connor,
Wow.
Beckingham, Mary Beckett. You can see how it can get confusing. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be a tight race.
Yeah.
So that's going to come up in the after October 1st, of course. We're focused on the territorial election, and then we can get into the federal election.
Yeah. Can't wait.
I did want to tell one story before we get into the news. I was once involved with a Rhino Party affiliate. 1993, I was at Mini University at the University of Calgary. It was a program for gifted children. I was there.
What is happening here?
Just let it slide. Let it slide. There's so much we could have said.
I was there as, I don't know, I think I was just, they signed up a bunch of kids they felt sorry for. But they had elections. They had elections for this. It was a 2-week thing. They had elections.
Okay.
And I was part of the Rhino Dino Party. Because at the time, Jurassic Park was huge.
Yeah.
So we made a Jurassic Park logo with a Tyrannosaurus with a rhino horn. And we won. We won as the Rhino Dino Party. Yeah. So there you go. My affiliation with the Rhino Party spans almost 30 years.
I don't know what to do with that. Is that all true?
That is all true, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to summer of 1993.
There it is.
Stayed with an old family friend. We were no longer friends after that. And went to Mini University. And it is for kids who were considered gifted, I guess. I don't know. It all ended there pretty much.
He is the most successful politician in the room.
I am.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
By far.
That's right.
Wow, well done.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I've availed myself of this democratic process more often than not.
Scenes from the cabin.
Did you know it was originally a Civil War fort?
Oh, really? Huh? Yeah. Wow. I like history too, but maybe when this is all over, you and I can stop by the souvenir shop together. But right now, I just want to find some rockets.
Don't tempt me. We are going to the morgue. You sure you're ready for this?
I'll do my best.
Your best? Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home with the prom queen.
Carla was the prom queen.
Really?
Yeah.
Scenes from the cabin.
Know the movie? Submit your guess to mailbox@cabinradio.ca or send us a message on Facebook for your chance to win gift certificates to some awesome Yellowknife restaurants, including the Monkey Tree Pub and Steak Restaurant, the Woodyard Brewhouse and Eatery, Flavor Trader, Copperhouse Eatery and Lounge, or Javaroma. Listen to Cabin Radio every weekday to win, or download the Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Last week, we had just a wonderful thing happen for a friend of ours, friend of the show, one of our hosts, Dez Loreen, had a internationally acclaimed, internationally famous wrestler.
Is you calling him a friend of the show right now? Is that
too much?
Bias?
Yeah, it's a little bit too much.
A little too much?
Okay.
But he is one of our hosts. But he has given it up until the election is over.
There you go.
Can he come back if he is elected?
Of the show.
Okay, perfect. Ex-friend of the show. On the hit list.
Cabin Radio divorcee.
That's right. But he got endorsed by Chris Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
He's a buddy of his.
Yeah.
He's been on his cruise. He follows him on Instagram. He got up on stage with Fozzy in Edmonton. They're buddies.
Yeah.
So he sent out a little message to Dez, and it was pretty awesome. And we played a censored version of it because, like these two gentlemen said, and I never follow, bias is, we can't do the bias thing. I can't say vote for a certain person or whatever. So, and that's fine. Vote for Jesse for deputy MLA. I think I can do it for myself and use this platform for that.
That's fine.
But what we didn't know is that after that, a bunch of other wrestlers got together and endorsed other MLA candidates.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Well, and strangely, the other three candidates in the same district.
Yeah.
Well, they knew they had to step up their game.
That's right.
Inuvik Boot Lake is heating up.
Right.
It is at a fever pitch right now. And so, yeah, they knew when they heard that Chris Jericho had endorsed Dez Loreen, they're like, we got to step up our game. We got to get some famous pro wrestlers to endorse us. And they've done pretty well for themselves. They have collected 3 of the most famous names in pro wrestling of all time. So, Dez, it was pretty cool for him getting his buddy Chris Jericho to endorse him. But just wait till you hear the endorsements for
I can't wait.
Diane Tom, Eugene Reese, and Jimmy Kalanick. You are going to be blown away.
All right.
Let's so first, because we haven't played the uncensored version, and now we've got a clean and even slate right across. We're going to play, here's the uncensored version of Chris Jericho endorsing Dez Loreen.
Hey, this is Chris Jericho, AEW World Champion and singer Fozzy. Right. I'm telling you to vote for Dez Loreen for Inuvik Boot Lake in L.A. He's a great guy. He's very, very smart, intelligent. He's a leader. He'll do a great job for you guys. So if I lived in Inuvik Boot Lake, I would definitely vote for him. So since I don't live there, I'm asking you to do it for me. Vote for Dez. Do it. Yeah.
I love that.
So pretty cool.
Very cool.
Obviously, very cool. We'll start with who should we start with here? Let's start with Eugene Reese. Mm-hmm. So, as much as we said Chris Jericho, probably one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time, Eugene took it one step further. He got the greatest pro wrestler of all time.
Wow.
So who would you say that is?
Kofi Kingston.
Yes!
Axe and smash of demolition.
Oh, no.
No, okay.
No.
The greatest pro wrestler of all time.
Yeah, who would you say that is?
That is Kerry Von Erich.
I don't even know who that is.
Get out of my show. Hulk, Bret the Hitman Hart.
We're maybe getting a little hung up on this right now.
Okay.
The Nature Boy.
The Nature Boy.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Woo! Woo! Here is Ric Flair endorsing Eugene Reese.
Wow.
Today, I've got the style and profile like never before.
Dez Loreen.
Let me go on record as telling the whole world you are the greatest
campaigner
on the face of this earth. But, pal, today, right here, you gotta beat
Eugene Reese.
One more time. Remember?
Dez.
And, pal, I'll kiss your boots if you can do it. But to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here. And
Inuvik Boot Lake.
Pal, I'm the man.
Eugene Reese.
And
Dez Loreen.
You're gonna be mine. Woo!
There it is.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Incredible. Not a lot of people know Ric Flair recently had one of those tracheotomy things put in. We got a trach ring. So, like, it kind of goes in and out.
Yeah.
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 I think you'll find in the next 10 minutes or so that happens to have been a surgery had by several.
That's right.
Very well-known wrestlers.
Okay, so, yeah, obviously Eugene really heating things up.
Absolutely.
Diane Tom, not to be left behind, reached out to the most famous pro wrestler of all time.
What? All right.
Not the best.
Okay.
But the most famous.
Uh-huh.
The immortal.
Oh.
Hulk Hogan.
Wow.
Well, you know, first things first, Mean Gene. And I guess
Mean Gene was there.
Mean Gene.
Diane.
Mania is running wild, brother. Oh, yeah.
There are best fans in the crowd.
There are more people in that crowd than there are in Inuvik.
70,000 strong.
Wow.
When I was
Campaigning.
for 90 days of
Boot Lake.
soul searching, I really didn't know how I was going to handle the world.
Territorial politics.
But when I walked through that curtain, brother, the welcome I got, the way I was received, I knew it was time to
Win an election.
brother.
It's time to win an election, brother.
Yeah, right, brother.
This isn't the first time around the block for
Diane.
and I knew when I won the
Trust of the people.
all the big dogs were going to be coming after me. So
Dez Loreen.
I welcome the challenge, brother. But you know me, Gene? He's got one part of the whole equation wrong, dude. What's that? Instead of me being his
Dez Loreen's
feet, by the end of
election.
he will be at
Diane's.
feet saying,
Diane.
you are the man, you are the champion, and yes, you rule the world.
Territorial politics.
Listen to him, listen to the people.
They love it.
Listen to the people.
From this crowd, this is what they want.
Wow. Wow.
How do you top that?
Kind of went to town on his name there a little bit. Dez Loreen. Dez Loreen.
Well, it's Hulk Hogan. I mean, he's
right.
He's pretty old.
He's too old.
He doesn't even know where he is most of the time.
Squinting at the auto cue.
But he can still bring in that crowd.
No doubt.
You know?
Wow.
Man.
Got one more.
So, last but not least, Jimmy Kalanick reached out to arguably the most popular outside of wrestling pro wrestler ever. Huge movie career after his pro wrestling career.
Oh,
of
wow.
course,
The Undertaker.
About The Undertaker. No, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh, wow.
Here
Holy
is
jump.
The Rock endorsing Jimmy Kalanick.
What I love about this, JR, this is uncharted waters for both of these guys.
Everyone congratulated
Jimmy.
on the greatest
Campaign.
of all time. And everyone asked,
Jimmy.
how did it feel? How did it feel when 70,000 strong were cheering for
Dez.
Chanting, "We want Dez."
Jimmy.
says this, the same passion that
Yes.
has, the same passion you have, the same passion
Jimmy.
has they have. It's that same passion that allowed them to stand on their feet, 70,000 strong, for 30 minutes straight. Witness the electricity, icon to icon. And for that passion, and for that passion only,
Jimmy.
thanks them, and he thanks you.
Wow.
Wow.
That is a
Powerful stuff.
classy gesture.
Classy indeed.
Unreal.
Important to realize that...
Hold on, I don't think he's done.
Oh, he's not done.
As far as your challenge goes.
Oh, he's still going.
Anytime, any place, it would be my honor.
Classy candidate.
Wow.
Well, some of the crowd, I don't know.
They're not sure, yeah. Oh, there it is.
Jimmy.
Oh,
wow. Wow.
Unreal.
Wow. Wholehearted.
So if 70,000 people do turn out to have voted...
That's more than there on the territory.
We will know that there may have been some issues. Maybe the online voting.
That's right.
Who knows?
Yeah, now that we can online vote, anybody can do it. That's right. Oh, my goodness.
Enough of this small town politics,
Everyone
right?
in the territory, past and present.
That's right.
Voted in Inuvik.
Let's blow it up, heat it up.
Wow.
Make it interesting. Well done, Inuvik Boot Lake.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Canadian North Arctic Comedy Festival coming to Yellowknife. It was launched at Iqaluit last year, and we'll add 2 dates in Yellowknife when it returns to the north next month. You can find the story at cabinradio.ca. It will play the Capital on the 9th and 10th, and heading to Iqaluit for the 11th and the 12th. Comedians taking part include some very heavy hitters, of course, Howie Miller, Big Daddy Taz, Derek Sagan, James Mullinger, and tops on that list, Mary Walsh, and also Alex Sparling going to be joining that roster for the festival as well, and some local Iqaluit comics as well, Sammy Suni Fortin and Bernard Coquette, is it Coquette? Known as Sam and Bernard. There you go. And BB Bilodeau will also perform. So it's going to be some great shows, obviously, coming up not this week, but next week. Also, there is going to be a workshop on Wednesday here in Yellowknife. It's a comedy workshop at NAC. The article says 12 to 3. I was part of a group chat. They're trying to change it from 3:30 to 5:30 because people were like, 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Most people can't get off work. Everybody here has a job, right? There's not many people here pursuing comedy as a profession in Yellowknife because there's not enough work.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I was one of the people that was like, oh, I'd love to go to this, but I can't take 3 hours off of work in the middle of my day to come do it. And they're like, oh, we'll try to work around everybody's schedule. So they did, and they changed it to 3:30 to 5:30.
Yeah.
Which is arguably a worse time. But it's still going to be a great workshop. I encourage anybody who can to go out and do it.
Absolutely,
I won't be able to do it. But it's just at an odd time. That's all. I think that was my only complaint about it. It's what a wonderful opportunity to learn from some of the best comedians in the country. It's just at an odd time, and I won't be able to go, which is disappointing for me because I can't take off that much time in the middle of a work day.
But you're already funny.
I'm not. But it would be great to kind of get some notes. Again, I don't know that anybody going to this is like seeking to pursue a full-time career in comedy, especially being up here. But maybe there are some people who are like looking for some inspiration, and maybe this inspires them to cast off their shackles, quit their day job, leave their family, and put their house up for repossession in order to go on a comedy tour.
Well, it's one of the things that, makes where we live kind of different and unique. That
Absolutely.
being that, obviously there's challenges, so if you were planning on pursuing a stand-up comedy career, presumably you would move to a city that has a bigger scene and more work and is easier to get to other cities to perform.
That's right.
And do work, much like Alex Sparling.
Absolutely.
This is not, like you say, the kind of thing where there's anyone necessarily out there who's in a position to quit their jobs and presumably stay in Yellowknife and do stand-up comedy. That's not really what it's about. But we do know that there are several stand-up comedians here, who do it casually. We see them. We've seen them at the Snow Castle. We've seen them at Museum Cafe a few months ago. There are some very, very, very funny people here who are stand-up comedian junkies. Is that the word?
Absolute junkies.
Not a flattering word.
No, it's not. And I'm sure.
But we'll go with it.
Yeah, we'll go with
junkies.
We'll go with hopeless
junkies.
addicts. But I'm sure they relish the opportunity to work with these comedians. And
absolutely,
absolutely. If you're able to go, please go. And you can find out more about that on the NAC website, I believe. And also it was kind of just put out to people who are like serious about it. Right, It wasn't. I don't think it was put out there for everybody.
Perceived to be,
or perceived to be. And I think a lot of people were in this group chat. There's a lot of people there that like absolutely are very funny, who have done comedy in town, because there is a scene, an open mic scene, and people who are doing comedy, like you mentioned. You got like people like Scotty Falshaw or Martin Rehack who do this stuff, make short films or do stand up. So I mean, they're obviously probably pretty keen to go and learn from these people. It's just an unfortunate time, but if you can make it, you should check it out. They are looking for people to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you necessarily get in touch. I was looking for Howie's. Okay.
Yeah, there is a link that I have. It's Eventbrite. So if you go to eventbrite.ca and just look up Yellowknife Arctic Comedy Festival, then that will probably pop up. So it's coming up next Wednesday, the 9th of October, from 12 to 3, but it looks like they're going to be fiddling with that time. It still says 12 to 3 on Eventbrite, but it looks like they're going to be fiddling with that time, try to do maybe 3:30 to 9:30, or 3:30 to 5:30, pardon me. And you can register at eventbrite.ca. Mary Walsh, Howie Miller, pardon me, Chad Anderson will be the workshop facilitators.
Yeah, I mean, and really, if you can't find that information, you can't find that contact information, just Wednesday, 3:30.
Yeah.
Just burst through the doors at NAC.
That's right.
Say something funny.
Yeah.
And they'll let you in.
Probably.
I think that's how it works.
Yeah. And the winner, so they're going to you're going to be able to meet and learn from 3 great Canadian comedians and participate in the first ever Yellowknife comedy competition that night at 9. So you're going to do the workshop and then go and perform at 9:00.
Yeah.
And the winner gets $100 cash,
which sounds,
and be invited to perform at the Ottawa Crack Up Comedy Festival in March of 2020.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
There's a lot on the line. Maybe I'll reconsider.
Well, you're just not ready to follow your dreams, and that's fine.
Right.
That's okay.
Here's the thing: I followed my dream for my 20s. It turned me into a near alcoholic and made me poor. So
that's what dreams do.
Yeah, that's what dreams do, and that sounds like the dream of following a comedy career anyway. So yeah, if you've got some time next Wednesday, it sounds like they're going to change the time, but go to eventbrite.ca. Yellowknife Arctic Comedy Festival Comedy Workshop and Competition Registration Tickets is the link that you want to follow, and you could have a chance to win $100 cash and be invited to the Ottawa Crack Up Comedy Festival, but also to learn from some of the best comedians in the country. Mary Walsh, obviously an absolute legend in the business. Howie Miller as well has been around for a very, very long time. Is a very funny man and is on a show. He helped create a show called Caution May Contain Nuts, which also stars and was created by a very close friend of mine. So I'm very, very cool to see him up here. He came up here for the Comedy Festival at the Snow Castle.
Yep.
And Chad Anderson, who I don't know as much about, but has been performing all over the place. So it's a chance to learn from some very, very cool people. And it is free to register. It's free.
Gotta like that.
That's absolutely.
I mean, a stand-up comedian's going to need that.
I know. I mean, I might just make the time on next Wednesday. Just, like you said, just burst through the doors.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Just scream Seattle.
Yeah.
Be like, classic. Get in here.
What do you want, a cookie? I'll just do Don Rickles jokes.
There you go.
Yeah, you hockey puck.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.